Welcome to part 2 of module 2, short and crisp module where we will learn how to work on, kind of Excel related data, you can say, KPI making and grid layout, end to end we will see, and how to make interactive dashboards as well. So that also we are going to see over here. So when we talk about this module, the first thing that we need to bear in mind. So when we talk about this, so first of all, setting up the stage is very important. So we should ensure that we give the best value out of our data, and the status and threshold and all these things should be taken care of whenever we are working with any kind of KPI dashboarding using Excel. Visualization, definitely this is going to be an elaborated topic, but when it comes to KPI, definitely we need to explore and talk about visualizations also in it. So visualization, we need to understand why do we do it. So these are the four major factors. We use it for comparison, distribution, relationship, and composition. So right now, when it comes to the chart development, KPI development, the first thing that we need to do is that we need to understand what is this KPI used for, and how this will be visualized. So visualization will be a in-depth study that is required for visualization to harness the power of the KPIs out of your Excel data or non-Excel data, whatever data you have got. So now what we will do is we will start exploring the types of charts and all these things we will be looking into, and let's see some of the dashboards, how it can be. So we have capstone projects also where we will be working on different data modules and data sets as well. So, but from the perspective of dashboards, what we need to do is we need to talk about the right chart concept, and we need to see that we are using the correct colors. Also, the colors are also important. The themes are also important when you build up a KPI dashboard. We need to talk about the interactivity as well. So how do we make our dashboards interactive? So that will also be an important aspect of the development of KPIs within the data. Okay, so let's move and see how dashboard can be developed from the data. Using a grid layout. What is grid layout? We will be building up from scratch, and then we will see we will not involve as such any power pivots concept, because this is a simple data. But what we are going to do is we will first have a look at the data, and we will be using Power Query definitely, and then we will be working on the end objective of this particular report or the dashboard. So let's have a look at the data. So we have shared the master data sets. So this master data sets, if you go to general folder, you will see something called employee projects. So employee projects. So let's open and then see what is this employee projects all about. So it has got the record ID, emp ID, and a typical PMO project management report, or you can say a very simple one, project management data that you have, right? And then we talk about the departments and the projects start and end and all these things, working hours and pay and other things. So all these things are there. Very simple, just 50-60 lines of data and about their projects that we have got over here. So what we will do is we will just close this. We have seen it, and then what we will do is we will go to our worked folders, and there we will be taking up an Excel file, and then we will call it as module 2 PMO KPI dashboard. Open up an Excel file, plain and simple Excel file. We don't touch the original data usually. So we go to data, and this time it is like a Excel file only. So from the file we can just say from workbook, and we go typically to the folder, So we will identify where is the file, the data set. And then what we will do is we will go to this general, and then we will see that the files are all here. So employee projects is also here. And so let me tell you, I have curated so many data sets, but that doesn't mean that we will be working on each and every data set over here. This is for your benefit to do some kind of practice out of this particular data, right? So many different types of data. You will see some common matrices, expenses, trial balances, human capital data. So we will take up some of the data in terms of capstone assignments and projects as well. But right now we are talking about this employee projects. So it's an Excel file. So it opens directly as an Excel file. So employee project, it shows me all the data. So this is the place where you can just check, have a quick go through that, okay, is my data looking fine? So is the headings and all these things looking fine? If not, you can go to transform data. So you can just click on this option called transform data. It takes you to the same Power Query editor. You need to just have a look at some of the factors. Some of the factors like you see that, okay, the number of hours on which we are going to work, it has been captured as a number. It's fine. The pay is also looking fine. The project completion start date, it has been captured as a date. That is also fine. And then what we do is we click on this option called close and load. And the data comes here. The data that you saw over there, that was not a tabular data. It was not in the form of tables. So please remember that whenever we are working with any kind of data analysis, building up any kind of KPI dashboard, please bear in mind that your data should be in tabular format. So right now the data is in tabular format. So once it is in tabular format, what we need to do is we go to Power Pivot and we go to this option called Add to Data Model. And it takes me to Power Pivot Excel. If we want, we can have some of the KPIs over here. I will show you how the KPIs look like. So we say that I want the number of hours. I go there in the last cell and then simply say sum. So what happens? It says sum of work hours. What we can do, instead of saying sum of work hours, we can say total work hours, and we can press enter. Same goes with this also, work pay. So we can just go here and say sum of per hour pay. So we say it as total pay or total payment, like this. So what we have done is, in the process we have built two KPIs. Now what we will do, we will go back to our pivot table. So we have to anyway come to pivot table. So but this time what we will do, we will not take help of this chart or table or something. We will directly work with the basic thing, which is a pivot table over here. So we go to pivot table. So this is a blank canvas, as you can see. And here we already have the data, and here we have the pivot. So we call it as pivots. So this is the area for pivots. Usually what we do is, if it is a pivot table, and we can just right click and we go to pivot table options, and we go to this option called display, because we wanted drag and drop facilities, right? So that is important. So what we do is we go to this option called classic pivot table and say okay. So it converts it into a classic pivot, which we are habituated to see from the beginning of the pivot era, right? So now what we do is we see that the data is here and the KPIs are also here. That's the most important thing, the KPIs. So what we can do is we can say that, okay, I want the KPIs. So working hours and total payment. So this is the number of hours and this is the total payment. Comes absolutely fine in terms of the pivot. So now what I want is, I wanted to see, let's say, project wise. So I just I just go to this. I might not have to just search for it. I can always search it over here, and then suppose I got this project title, I bring it to rows, and I see these are my data sets wherein I'm talking about the project title. And what I can do, I know that I can build up a a chart around this, right? So project wise composition. Same, I want to have an understanding about the data related to my departments also. So what I do is I take another option, I Control C and Control V. Always remember Control C and Control V so that the charts, the pivots are related, right? So I don't want to see the payments over here. So I remove it from the category. And here I don't want to see it in project title. I want to see it based on department. So you can see if I just go and then search and I click on this and then I take department, so I can see department wise data. But this department I'm not looking forward to as a regular data. I wanted to see what is the contribution of these departments. So these are the KPIs we are talking about, right? So we have total working hours, but we want a contribution. So it's very simple to work. We can just right click over here and then say show value as, and we straight away go to this option called percentage of grand total. So you can see, so software department has given the maximum in terms of working hours, 26%, followed by you have sales and followed by HR and so on. So L&D, another thing, L&D, right? So these are two different data points and we would like to build up charts based on this. So we know which are the columns we have used and all these things we can see over here, right? So now what happens is we take up the first option or the first chart and then we want to make the pivot table and we want to make a chart out of it. So we go to pivot, analyze and then chart. And it gives me a column chart which I am confident, which I am absolutely fine with. And I say, okay, it brings me this particular chart. So the total working hours and the total payment that has been made, it comes like this. Same goes here, but this time what I'm going to do is, because it's a percentage data, I would like to take it up as a pie chart and I would like to see it like this. So you can see back to back, there are two charts that we have prepared from this particular data. So one which belongs to this section and one which belongs to this section. Now what we do is usually we go to this option and take a sheet and we copy both of them, cut them and put it into a dashboard format like this. So two charts all here, both the charts are visible to me. And what we can do is we have many options. We can just do some kind of formatting. So if we say that hide all the field buttons on the chart, so it hides. So hide all. And then what we can do is we can just take this format legend and put it at the bottom so that it looks bigger. Go to the design and then maybe we can use some different type of chart options like this. We can put the data labels. So we have the data labels right now. And then we can go for this chart as well. And then what we can do is there are many options, many things that we can do out with this data labels and the legends also and all these details. Right, so we have more options where we can see what kind of data label options it will come. So instead of show leader lines, so what we can do is we can just have the percentage and the category name also. So we have the category name and best fit, so something like this. And now we don't require this particular option. So it looks something like this. We can hide this, bring this total somewhere here and say distribution, right? So these two are there. We can just go here and we can remove the grid lines. It becomes a chart. At the top, what we can do is we can directly create a space like this. Go to home, merge and center. We call it as PMO KPI dashboard. And we have got this 2 data sets. So we can keep on increasing this, not too much. And we can give it some color. And we can have some background colors and all these things. I leave it to you, to your imagination, how you would like to do it. But the major part was the interactivity part of this. So how the interaction happens. So I saved this. This is supposed to be the first sheet. And now what happens is I can freely hide this chart and hide this sheet also. And I just have my dashboard over here. So now what I do is I have got the data distributed over here. And then what we do is we bring in the concepts of slicers for doing this kind of. So from the data, we use Power Query, bring the data, we use Power Pivot, got the data over here. And now we are talking about the KPI part of it, where we will go to design and we go to insert slicer. And what we say is I have many options over here. So we have the date and time and all these things, hiring date and everything we have got, right? So, I mean, we have department and we have taken the project. Both the things we have worked over here. So let's say I want to now look into the names of the employees, let's say, who are working on these projects. And so this is one part. So the employee names. So I have all the employees. And secondly, what we can do is we can click anywhere and then say go to analyze, and there I will see timeline, and I wanted to see the timeline also. So I can say over here, let's say the hiring date or the project start date or something. So I can click on the project start date and it gives me a option like this. So now what happens is I'm preparing this as a part of a small dashboard with different types of data. So what we can do is we can elongate this like this, and then what I can do is I can increase the column like this. So I know how many people are there in my team. Right. If you want, you can go to slicers and then you can take a different color altogether or something like this, a timeline, and bring it something like this. Okay. And then what you can do is, so you can, if you just click on Harry, so you can see Harry belongs to HR and Paula belongs to this. Right, and what are the projects that we have done in October, September month and all these things, we can see it over here. Now if you notice this particular 2 slicers that we are using, they are only affecting the second chart, not the first chart. So that's the final task that we are going to do over here. So we take up any one of these slicers, we go to timeline and go to this option called report connections, and you will see that not both of them were connected. That's what the reason was. So I connected them. Go to the same option, slicers, report connections, and now they are connected. So now if you see, if I click on Michelle, so you can see that Michelle is from the software department, and 100% of her work is going towards software. And she is currently working, or she has worked in these 3 projects, mobility, security and web development. And this is the hours that she has given, and this is the total pay that she has taken. So you can see that security projects are not so highly paid, whereas mobility projects are highly paid, then followed by web development and followed by security. If I want to compare Michelle with James, so what I can do is, you can see both of them are working in mobility and web development and security. and both of them are in software department. If I now choose Harry, so now you can see that with Harry coming in picture, so the HR department is also now popping up, and 25% of the time goes to HR. And you can see that apart from security and web development and mobility, now we have sourcing and hiring also. So we can do all these clicks and all these things, and you can see different angles of the data actually. So like this. So if you click on September, so immediately you can see that how projects have been initiated, and so from time to time we can just look into this data. So you can see that the data started from April, and security projects started, and then as we proceeded with May, so most of the operational projects were there. So you can slice and dice. So this is the KPI dashboard, and this is the power of Power BI in Excel primarily. So just to summarize, so in this entire module we have talked about majorly about the KPIs, how KPIs work, how KPIs are transformed, and how KPIs are visualized. So that's part, but from the Excel self-service BI perspective. So we did some good activities in terms of, let's say, data coming from non-Excel sources, JSONs and all, and how to display it in Excel and then take it forward to the next level. So these are the things that we wanted to discuss in module 2 of this training program, this course. Thank you so much, and we'll catch up in the next module where we talk about the Power BI. So Power BI desktop as a tool we will be working with. So module 3 will be introduction to Power BI. So we will have an clear understanding of how Power BI as a tool has evolved and what are the components. So some of the things, there will be some takeaways definitely from this part 2 also, the module 2 as well. There will be good takeaways, and we will continue this journey into the Power BI's domain in module number 3. Thank you.